This is the last day of the last Cyprus rally. After 7 years, this Mediterranean island will say its goodbyes to the WRC, and it's provided us with a farewell to remember. For 2 days, the two heavyweights of the WRC, Sebastian Loeb and Marcus Gronholm, have been going toe-to-toe, separated by just seconds. Gronholm started day 2 hoping to consolidate his slender lead of just 6.4 seconds, but Loeb, the reigning world champion, would not be shaken off. Over the first 68 competitive kilometres yesterday, their total times differed by just 2.5 seconds, with Gronholm just shading it. It would need a mistake to separate them, and it was Gronholm who made that mistake. This spin on stage 14 gave away around 9 seconds to Loeb. This handed the Frenchman the lead, and from there he was ruthless. On the final 2 stages of the day, he took a massive 21 seconds out of Gronholm. His lead going into this final day is 21.8 seconds.
He's always a second round runner, driver. He's not so fast on the first run, but when we repeat, he is going fast.
Mikko Hirvonen has held third since early on day 1. He may not be quite at the level of Loeb and Gronholm yet, but he has again enhanced his reputation in the WRC with a trouble-free drive. Manfred Stoll is also reaping the benefits of avoiding any serious problems. He holds 4th at the start of day 3. But there are many drivers here who have felt the sharp end of Rally Cyprus. Chris Atkinson was in 5th when his Subaru stalled under braking, sending him down this steep embankment. There was no way back from there. He will restart today, though. Technical failure also sent Britain's Matthew Wilson off the road. He lost control when his Ford slipped into neutral. Danny Sordo's Citroën Zara suffered engine failure on day 1. Yesterday brought further anguish to the Spaniard when he clipped the inside bend, sending the car into a roll. Sordo will start the day in 10th, but this is what the top 8 looks like. Loeb's lead over Gronholm, 21.8 seconds. Hirvonen and Stoll are out on their own in 3rd and 4th. Tony Gardemeister is 5th, Chevy Pons 6th, and the two Solberg brothers are 7th and 8th. The island of Cyprus is situated in the East Mediterranean. While 5 of today's 6 stages are situated in the rugged, rocky interior of the island, for the first time the action will come to the heart of the host city, Limassol. Stage 20 is the downtown special stage. You can look forward to some street racing from the WRC's elite. But before that, the crews are heading out into the country for the first loop of stages, beginning with Vavatsinia. Solberg should be involved in the battle for the top podium positions with Loeb and Gronholm. But until Subaru get their technical issues sorted out, that's not going to happen. And you do not want to arrive in Cyprus with a car that is less than 100%, because the stages will only add to your problem. Solberg suffers 2 punctures and damages one of the other wheels on this stage. Car damage is part of the deal for the competitors in Cyprus, but Tony Gardemeister is proof. Back to the start, and Marcus Gronholm gets ready for liftoff. In the last round in Japan, Gronholm lost the lead to Loeb in similar circumstances, but a day 3 charge saw him come close to taking the win. Will we witness another all-out attack from the Finn today?
Oikee eri 5 ja nyppy 2 oikee hidas kivi sisällä.
is the rally leader. Another 10 points will make that third Drivers' Championship even more inevitable. And Loeb and co-driver Daniel Elena will be conscious that should Gronholm have a problem and drop to 6th or lower, they could wrap up the championship today. Manfred Stoll is looking to advance his standing in the championship. A repeat of his second place here last year now looks unlikely, but if he can get to the end, 4th place will equal his best result this year. Hirvonen looks set to continue his run of podium finishes. Plenty of evidence of the dangers of Rally Cyprus to concentrate Hirvonen's mind here. Lots of big rocks, the cliff face on the left, and a big drop on the right. With Gronholm in the last part of the stage. Petter Solberg, despite his problem with tyres and wheels, has set the fastest time so far. But Gronholm's beat him by a massive 26 seconds.
It's so twisty, difficult to go around in this faster. It's incredible.
So Loeb has something to think about with that time set by Gronholm. But Loeb has been faster at all the intermediate splits. He's maintained his speed to the end. He's over 7 seconds faster. This is sensational driving from the Frenchman.
I remember that happened, and I don't want to finish with 5 seconds with a big pressure. So I said, okay, this morning is like yesterday. Fight and no question.
And it does look like there will be few questions as to whether Loeb will win now. His lead over Gronholm is now 29.1 seconds. There were no changes in the top 8 in that stage. Join us after the break for more Rally Cyprus action, including that downtown super special. Welcome back to the Cyprus Rally. The cars are already into stages 18 and 19. Peugeot's Henning Solberg comes into these stages in 8th. Like many of his rivals, he's had a complicated weekend, a glut of technical problems and an off on the first day, but he's still in with a chance of points. And Henning could yet improve a position. Brother Petter in the Subaru cruises through stage 18, losing nearly a minute to Henning. This may be a sign of technical problems, although he does seem to stabilise the situation and loses only another few seconds in stage 19. Chevy Pons has had a difficult time recently with a run of disappointing results and being replaced by Danny Sordo as the second scorer in the Cronus Citroën team. He will want to hold on to his 6th position. Marcus Gronholm failed to make it to the end of the first stage of this rally in 2005 when a stray stone broke his timing belt. Second place will be a vast improvement on that, but he will be frustrated that again it looks like he will be second best to Loeb.
Ja vasen eri jatkuu, vasen nopea kirraa suppuun. 4 ja oikea.
Loeb can afford to back off now and use his well-practiced skills in defending leads. Again, lots of loose stuff in evidence on the stage surface. That can damage the car or send you sliding off the road.
Gauche 112, ferme 60. Gauche 112, ferme 60.
Was faster than Loeb on both those stages, but by only a few seconds. Loeb's lead is still 25.6 seconds. At the other end of the leaderboard, the Peugeot Solberg is still over 50 seconds behind the Subaru Solberg. Next up, it's service.
3 stages left to go. It'd be nice to win the last rally Cyprus.
Yes, it would be nice, but okay, it's Cyprus is at the second pass can be a rough rally, and so it can be some big stones. Nothing is done at the moment.
Well, Malcolm, we know Marcus would love to win the rally, but he needs to stay on the road for those manufacturer points.
Basically, the plan was that see how the first stage went, and then if we felt that we weren't in a position because there isn't enough kilometres, and obviously, you know, if you look how close they've been all rally, there's no way that we were going to pull that margin back. So, in real terms, the manufacturer's points is the really important thing for us. It's because I think really everybody knows the Drivers' Championship is out of the window, and we're really obviously putting all our resource and effort into trying to find a way to just nibble away at them from a manufacturer's point of view.
Are you looking forward to a bit of street racing on the next stage?
Yeah, it's going to be good fun. You know, never been really actually driving in a town on a narrow street, so. And on a slippery tarmac like that, it's going to be quite spectacular.
A huge crowd is gathered for the action in downtown Limassol. Mikko Hirvonen will be looking to put on a show. Racing on tarmac, but with a gravel setup. They will have to adjust their driving style to cater for that. Due to the safety fears with regard to the large number of spectators in attendance, it was decided that this would not be run as a special stage, with the drivers told not to drive at full race speed. But the crews are still putting on a show for the crowds. Danny Sordo approaching a tight left-hander. Oh, but he's gone straight on. A bizarre incident there. He just seemed to get the braking all wrong. Danny is quickly out of the car, and he's obviously not a happy man, although the crowd certainly seem to be enjoying it. Co-driver Mark Marty seems just as confused as to what went wrong. And taking a look at the front of the car, it's heavily damaged. Let's take another look at that. As he approaches the roundabout, he just carries far too much speed into that corner. What on earth was he thinking there? What a crazy way to finish your rally. After poor results in Finland and Japan, Sordo was looking for a confidence booster in Cyprus. But this is looking like his second retirement of the weekend. The Spaniard is hugely disappointed and very emotional. His team offering all the support and encouragement they can, but he must feel that he just can't get it right at the moment.
Sur gauche à fond point, 100 mètres, gauche 140, bon
this no longer being recognised as a special stage, it was still an opportunity to witness some of the finest skills in motorsport close up. And here is the finest, Sébastien Loeb.
Gauche en main bon Milon. Et droite gauche sans main bon ouvre. Et droite sans long. Et droite à fond. Et frein pour 100 mètres. Gauche en 43 frein corps.
This is reminiscent of the mountain villages that the Corsican rally passes through. Loeb won there earlier in the year.
100 mètres. Gauche en 40 pour frein pour 40 mètres. Droite 92 et 3. Pour gauche 80 plus et 3. Droite 110 moins Milon pas corde. Et gauche 130 pour Milon. 50 mètres, attention, droite 60 plus équerre, pas corde. 30 mètres.
Although the competitive element has been taken away from this stage, it's still providing a great spectacle for the fans.
Droite 90 moins équerre. 80 mètres, gauche 133 frein pour droite 90 moins long tard. 180 mètres, attention devant maison, droite 90 moins corde. Et droite 80 plus corde. Et gauche 80 plus Milon. 30 mètres. Gauche 80. 100 mètres. Au panneau, droite 90 moins pas corde glisse. Et gauche 120 bon Milon. Sur droite, gauche 120 bon ouvre, frein pour 30 mètres. Gauche 80 plus. 100 mètres.
With no times being awarded for the downtown stage, obviously no changes in positions. But that was still a costly stage for Danny Sordo.
You must be disappointed. It's been a difficult weekend right from the start, and now having to end like this, it's pretty bad for you.
Yes, really bad rally. But the first day with a problem with the car, but this is not important. It's the motorsport. And now this, I think it's very bad.
It's back onto the gravel for the final two stages. You can see them after the break. Stage 21 of Rally Cyprus has been cancelled. Due to delays after stage 20, the crews have become spaced out. The organisers were worried that a significant gap in the road order could create a safety problem, with spectators who think the stage is finished coming onto the stage. So it's straight on to the final stage, Macaris. Matthew Wilson had electrical problems on day one and went off the road yesterday, but he's on his way to making it to the end. His reward will be a single manufacturer point. Henning Solberg looks set to take 1 point in the Drivers' Championship. His list of troubles was longer than most this weekend, including an off when he was blinded by the sun. Here's Petter Solberg.
Crest tightens, 4 plus tightens, keep in. Early 5 right tightens, to crest into cut.
He's hit a big rock there.
Tightens. No. Steering now.
Yeah, there's a rock there in the middle of the road there. Yeah.
Will it be all right?
And it's damaged his left wheel. He makes it to the end, but loses 7th place to Henning. But Chevy Pons looks to be going strong. He's on his way to 6th. Gardemeister is on the way to another point-scoring finish. He's only started 4 events this season, but he should maintain 8th place in the Drivers' Championship. to most of the other crews, Manfred Stoll has had a very quiet weekend. A few warning lights on his dashboard on Friday has been the only thing to concern him. And Mikko Hirvonen could be forgiven for thinking Rally Cyprus is easy. Third place is just about his, and third place in the Drivers' Championship is a very real prospect for him now, with Dani Sordo failing to score points again.
Mikko, it's another third place. That's 3 in a row, but probably the thing which disappoints you or concerns you is the pace of the two in front.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, in this rally especially. I'm not so worried about other rallies, and I had a good talk yesterday with Markus and Christian, and I made a big mistake with my car settings for this rally, which is something we couldn't change during the weekend, so my mistake, but it was a good lesson.
This is Chevy Pons on the road section back to Limassol. His Zara has suffered hydraulic failure. Under the restart rules, he will now receive a 5-minute penalty on top of the fastest time from stage 22. Co-driver Carlos Del Barrio received the news that they will drop to 7th.
Okay. 6.7 behind Kenny.
Back into the stage, and here is Marcus Gronholm. He's a wonderful driver to watch, a driver with great skill and speed. It's just unfortunate for him and the excellent focus that they're against the hard-to-beat pairing of Loeb and the Zara. But second place will give him his 5th consecutive podium.
It obviously does keep the championship open for another event, with him not taking massive points off you, but it is getting slimmer and slimmer.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible, but we are fighting for to win rallies and the manufacturer's title, so that's still going on.
As for Loeb, yet again, he's forced his way to the front. In 2004, Seb concentrated on accumulating points through solid finishes and wouldn't always fight for the win, with the attendant increased risk of an accident. But last year and this, he's always up for the challenge, and so often, with his perfect balance of precision and pace, he does indeed come out on top. An 8th win for 2006, an 8th win for Kroner Citroën.
At the moment, life's pretty good, really. It doesn't get much better.
I don't think it can go much better, that's sure. But the rally begins to be really interesting with Marcus. Every time I have to give everything I can from the start to the end to try to beat him, so it's always very exciting.
Confirmation that Chevy Pons does drop to 7th. Henning Solberg moves up to 6th. And Petter Solberg takes 1 point. The Norwegian has scored only 5 altogether in the last 6 events. But at the top, it's another 6 for Hirvonen, 8 for Gronholm and 10 for Loeb.
The fight between Marcus and Seb was unbelievable, and then after we put the pressure on the right time, and then we make the difference regarding the driving from Sebastian and the tire shows we make all together. I mean, it's a great team victory. That's why we're very happy.
Loeb's extended his lead over Marcus to 35 points, meaning that if Seb finishes 4th or higher in Turkey, he'll take the title no matter what the Finn does. Meanwhile, Hirvonen is now just 2 points behind Dani Sordo and challenging for 3rd. In the Manufacturers' Championship, Ford have closed the margin between themselves and Kroner Citroën to 7 points. That battle should go the distance. But for the last time in Cyprus, it's Sebastian Loeb on top of the podium. Make the short trip to Turkey for the 13th round of the WRC. Loeb has won this event for the last 2 years, and he could have a real Turkish delight if he wins the championship there. So join us in Antalya in 2 weeks' time, and until then, all the WRC news and views can be found on WRC.com.